After we set up return info, we go into the subroutine, which only has one line. Line 2 specifies it wants to do a return 5. Whenever we return a value, we copy and paste the return info cell, and then we replace the question mark. There should only be one question mark at any time. If you see two question marks in the return info cell, that means something is wrong. Okay, there should be one and only one question mark. So I replaced that one single question mark with the actual value of 5 because that's exactly what I'm supposed to return on line 5. And then I go to line 3. Line 3 says, we have to remember we have to continue execution on line 5, and then we deallocate this entire column. Now, we're back to line 5, but what does line 5 look like at this point? Line 5 doesn't look like this anymore because the first invoke is done. The first invoke is now replaced with a known value of 5. Now, since line 5 looks like this now, that means we're ready to take care of the second invoke of the addition. Are we doing okay so far? So that means I have to set up return info again because we are on line 5, we're invoking the subroutine 5. But this time the return info will remember that we have to go back to line 5 again. It is the print part is not done yet. The first invocation is already done. There's nothing else I can do with, that I should do about it. But the second invoke is what is triggering this invocation, and therefore the second invocation is replaced by a question mark. Are we doing okay? And then we continue execution inside the subroutine again, which is line 2. Line 2, once again, is a return statement. And with any type of return statement, we copy and paste the return info cell, replace the question mark with the value that we are returning. In this case, it is the constant of 5, and it's done. We move on to line 3. Line 3 says we have to go back to line 5 again, and then it deallocates the column. We are back to line 5. But what does line 5 look like now? It is print 5 plus 5. Do we have to invoke anything? Nope. All the invocations are done. Do we know how to calculate 5 plus 5? Sure. 5 plus 5 is 10. So as a result, on line 5 at this point, it will print the value of 10. And then we are done. We go to post. Are we kind of getting an idea of what return does? Okay. Now, this is not a homework assignment. You have a homework assignment already. But I do want you guys to start thinking about it because it will really help the understanding of all this stuff here. So I'm going to give you a new program. It is up to you to decide whether you want to do it or not. So I will do the same thing here. There's 5. There's 6. And here is add. Okay, so I'm throwing a wrench into this whole thing. Add has 2 parameters, by val x, by val y, and it returns x plus y. And then in the main program, outside of this whole thing, I have print, invoke add, invoke 5 is used to specify parameter x, invoke 6 is used to specify parameter y, and then I print the result of the add. Okay. Now remember, this is not a homework assignment. In other words, even if you don't do it right, there's no point to deduct. It does not relate to your grade. But it does serve as a very good example and as an exercise so that you can try to at least start to think about how to deal with return values, from the perspective of, how do you trace it. So let me save that too. All right. I'll see you guys on Thursday, and hopefully I will have the midterm graded by then.
Did you record this?
Let me check if it's... Yep, it is recorded.
Okay.